Still no mention of the World Cup.
Solo arrives.
And new tag champs. Hello, welcome to Wrestle MSX.
The best wrestling channel you've never heard of.
I'm Michael.
I'm Sally.
We open with a silhouette of Oba covering the crowd before the big man himself heads down to the ring. He claims destiny has brought him this far and will take him to new heights as he becomes the new king of the ring. He asks the crowd which title he should go after, with the crowd cheering when he mentions the World Heavyweight Championship. This, of course, then draws out Jay, who comes through the crowd. After 10 minutes of It's Just Me use, he says people counted him out, but he's going to win the King of the Ring and then take it to Cody Rhodes. He warns Oba this is his warning shot, with Oba then coming back. He warns him, if you shoot and miss, I will destroy you, and if you don't, I'll destroy you. He finishes off by telling Jay he's not the family member he's worried about. He shouldn't be worried about anybody.
No. Backstage, we see LA Knight moaning to Adam Pearce again about the Bloodline when Jimmy rocks up. Jimmy says he came out to help Knight last week, but he attacked him with a chair. Knight claims it's collateral damage and that he put himself in there, with Pearce then interjecting. Knight tells him to shut up, which Pearce takes exception to, so makes a match between the pair later.
In the back, just before their match, Jackie Redmond asks Bayley and Lyra Valkyria how they feel. Lyra says this is the one and they need this, with Bayley adding they've been the best tag team in this division for far too long. And the main thing about them is trust. That's the wrong thing to say.
So, first up, Brie Bella and Paige versus Lyra Valkyria and Bayley for the Women's WWE Tag Team Championships. Lyra attacks straight off the bat, with Bayley coming in and getting a 2 count off an inside cradle. The tag champs fight back, but Bayley manages a Bayley to belly on Brie, with Paige then pulling her tag partner from the ring.
Valkyria then reverses a Paige turner into a Nightwing and gets one as Brie makes the save. Paige and Lyra then exchange covers, with Lyra then hitting a Fisherman's Buster. Rather than covering though, she stands back up with Paige then hitting Rampage and going for the cover. This gets her the 1-2-3, with the tag champs retaining their titles. Side note, the crowd were very quiet during the first half of this match.
After the match, the losers hug, with Lyra then turning on Bayley and laying waste to her. Backstagers eventually head out, but not before Bayley takes some rough-looking throws into the ring ropes. Certainly the first one.
Yeah. Oof, took her head off.
Lyra manages to escape the Backstagers and land a Nightwing to Bayley before heading back up the ramp.
What happened to that Bayley?
They trusted each other.
Yeah, what happened to that Bayley, crazy,
kind of turning.
Crazy Bayley?
Yeah, don't know.
Well done. After the break, and in the back, Jackie Redmond asks Lyra what that was all about, with Lyra just staring at her, saying nothing, and then heading off.
Out next, El Grande Chad Gable with new music. He speaks of losing his mask as well as his self-respect, dignity and friends. He's here to right some wrongs and then invites out the Alpha Academy. They duly oblige. Gable tells Dupree she won a singles title, which he didn't do.
That's unbelievable.
I know. Adding the way he treated her was embarrassing. He tells Tozawa he has the heart of a lion and he tried to hold him down, adding again that was embarrassing. He then turns to Otis, telling him he's the most loyal friend anyone could ask for. He's known him for 20 years and he misses him. Gable goes on to say he threw it away because he wanted the IC title more than anything. Gable then apologises to the three of them and holds out his hand. Otis goes to shake after thinking about it, but Dupree stands between them and grabs the mic.
She tells Gable everything about him is a lie, and even if Otis and Tozawa want to forgive him, she doesn't. She remembers Gable making her get on her knees and beg him not to hurt Tozawa, as well as the time she had to stop him removing his belt and whipping Otis. She then points out he left them high and dry to chase his own dreams because it's always been about him. She finishes by saying when she achieved his dream, she realised they didn't need him and they don't need him now. Dupree says they're going to leave him alone, with her and Tozawa leaving. Otis thinks about it and then joins his comrades up the rampway. What's going to have to happen to the Chuckle Brothers now if Gable goes back to Alpha Academy? The Creeds.
Yeah, they're just not doing anything at the minute.
Just forget about them.
Yeah.
Love it.
Backstage, we see Rey Mysterio telling Dragon Lee to teach Ethan Page some respect about Lucha Libre, with Penta then showing up and encouraging Lee in Spanish.
Well, we think he was encouraging him.
Well,
we don't know what he said.
Yeah.
Up next, Ethan Page, boo, versus Dragon Lee. It's all Lee until Page turns Lee's mask, so temporarily blinding him just as we break. When we come back from the break, though, Lee's back in charge and gets 2 off a tornado DDT. Page then nets 2 off a kick, wow, with Lee responding with a double stomp from the top rope and covering for 2. Lee then somersaults through the ropes, sending Page sprawling over the announcer's desk before the pair get back in the ring. Lee looks to finish it with a Styles Clash, but Page low blows him with his head, then hits the Egoplex and covers for the 1, 2, 3. I've interrupted myself here. Again, nothing from Page. He doesn't do anything. If you watch him, he doesn't do anything. Just, I know it's difficult maybe to see what other people are doing, but just concentrate on what he does, and you find he's got a very limited skill set, in my opinion. Everybody's entitled to their own, but for me, there's all this like hullabaloo. Oh, look at this guy.
Yeah.
But he doesn't do anything. Now, I'll put myself a little note here that the only thing he's good at is, you know, when you're playing a fighting game and you've just dazed your opponent and then the opponent just stands there
Yeah.
probably a bit like Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter. He's good at that. You get him on the top rope and he's like, oh, I'm dazed, oh, no. He's good at that. But anything else, what he does, anybody could do. I'm not on about the selling, because yeah, you've got to, that's like a skill in its own. But just coming in with a punch or a kick, I don't like. It's nothing. It's nothing. Boring. Sorry.
We then learn of Season 3 of WWE Unreal, which is dropping on the 21st of July, before we cut to Backstage with The Vision. Redmond doesn't get to ask anything, with Theory and Paul bigging themselves up. Breaker adds that they'll retain the tag titles tonight, and then come Saturday, he'll rip Seth's head off.
Just a bit harsh, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
just
only
a
wrestling.
little bit harsh, yeah.
We then have a vignette from Sol Ruka, who likes to challenge herself, see Jason Statham in the crowd, and then have an in-ring interview from Io Sky about her Queen of the Ring match. She's grateful and can't wait to face Morgan to become the Queen of the Ring. This, of course, brings out Trouble, Trouble, Liv Morgan. That's enough of that. She, of course, says she's the greatest women's champion of all time and more talented than her. She gets in the ring and adds that she's looking forward to embarrassing her best friend, Rhea Ripley, at SummerSlam and taking the title from her again. Sky questions whether the crown would fit on Liv's big head before shouting at her in Japanese. Morgan then sees red and attacks Sky, but Sky gets the upper hand and lands a springboard missile dropkick to Morgan, sending her from the ring.
In the boiler room, Jay asks Jimmy if he wants help with Knight, with Jimmy telling his brother to concentrate on the King of the Ring. Fatu then appears, with Jay asking him where he's been before saying he should be on SmackDown speaking with Solo. Fatu says he doesn't answer to Jay and all he had to do was deliver a message to Solo, which he did.
Could have just text him or something.
Yeah, he could have really.
Email. I'm sure there's many ways. Just drop him I was going to say a tweet. An X. Is that what it's called?
I have no idea.
Do you say an X? Let us know.
Jimmy asks what they do now, with Fatu saying they sit and wait. Jay says Solo may be on his way to Raw, with Fatu saying let him cross that line. He ain't gonna like what he finds.
I did like this interaction between the three of them. When there was back and forth, Jay'd be like, if Jay disagreed, he'd be like... It's just funny between the two of them. Oh, the three of them, rather. We then cut to Danhausen's lair, where he has a spat with Dom and JD. JD claims Hausen stole money from him last week. See, I don't remember this.
I don't remember this.
I'm wondering if this happened during the ad breaks. We just didn't see
I think you just blank out
because
Danhausen
I've
stuff.
got a clue what we're going on about here. Anyway, Danhausen says he brought what looks like a crate of trash with the money. And apparently it's an experiment. Anyway, JD wants his money back or he'll take the crate. Hausen says, "Oh, you threatening to steal from me, are you?" And then he curses JD. JD then grabs the crate because he doesn't believe in the curse. And of course he gets shocked. Let's just move on. When did this happen, this money thing? When's he lent him money or stole the money? £100,000 apparently. When was this?
I have no idea.
Let's move on.
I don't know.
Absolutely ridiculous.
LA Knight versus Jimmy Uso is up next. The pair aren't afraid to throw hands, with the match quickly heading outside. When back inside, Knight gets a 2 off a swinging neckbreaker, with Jimmy then getting 2 off a whisper in the wind. Knight then avoids a corner hip attack with a DDT from LA, then keeping both men down.
After a little back and forth between the pair, Knight gets another 2 off an elbow drop, with Jimmy answering with a super kick and 2 count cover. The pair then fight on the turnbuckle, with something then catching the crowd's eye. Solo Sikoa. Jimmy pushes Knight down while Solo makes his way through the crowd. He then climbs over the barrier, gets on the apron and spikes Jimmy, which causes Big Jim to tumble to the canvas. Solo then heads back into the crowd.
Knight looks bemused, hits BFT and then covers Jimmy for the 1, 2, 3.
Nice. Backstage, Jackie Redmond asks the Street Profits if they're ready. The short answer, yes, and they want the smoke. After a break, we find Redmond looking for Bayley and then finding her in the treatment room-ish. She asks Bayley if she saw this coming, with Bayley saying she has nothing to say. Like it. We then cut to the Judgment Day den, where Liv asks the rest if they saw what Io Sky did to her. Rodriguez says they all have things going on at the moment. Dom had money stolen. I must have missed that bit. JD got electrocuted, and her and Perez thought it was going to be her and Liv at Night of Champions. I don't know why I said stolen. All of a sudden I've got very posh.
Morgan says she's going to be the new double champion. Big Sexy's going to go after Sol Ruka for the IC title, and Dom and JD are going to focus on getting the title back off Penta. Perez then asks, "What about me?"
What about her?
With JD then saying he needs medical. Liv then goes off with Dom and JD to medical, completely ignoring Perez.
That's been teased for a while, and she ain't got a fin to fall on anymore.
Wind up.
Because he's gone to SmackDown. We then have a sit-down interview between Seth and Corey Graves. Graves asks Seth if he feels he's taken any steps towards destroying the Vision. Seth replies, short answer yes, but it's more complicated than that, according to him. He gives thanks to the Street Profits, though, for keeping him in check. Graves says he may not work out of the cage, with Seth saying he has to put his chips on the table, and that if he can beat Breaker, he can put the Vision behind him and move on to getting the title back. As I've said before, why is Breaker just going to leave it?
Yeah, exactly.
He's not, is it? If Seth wins, why is Breaker going to leave it?
Exactly.
If Breaker wins, why is Seth going to be like, okay, I won't bother anymore?
Yeah. No. Backstage, Gable tells Adam Pearce he's been speaking with Penta, with Dom, Liv, and JD then rolling up. Dom says he's not facing Penta before him, and then demands an apology from Gable because he's the king of the luchadors. Gable then reminds Dom he was the one that sent him to Mexico in the first place.
I completely forgot.
I forgot about that. Yeah. And says, if you want an apology, you can try and beat it out of me. Dom says he doesn't hand out matches and suggests taking on JD. JD doesn't know what's going on, so heads to medical, with Pearce then asking if Gable's okay with that. The pair shake on it, so...
Gable, JD, next week.
Yeah.
JD's going to lose because, of course, he's been cursed.
Yeah.
So, to the last match of the night and the main event of the evening, the Street Profits versus the Vision for the World Tag Team Championships. Logan Paul, of course, at ringside. The Vision are straight out the gate, but for mere moments as the Profits get 2 quick covers in on Theory. Breaker then enters the fray and takes over, with the Vision fully in control when we come back from the break.
Dawkins soon slows them, with he and Ford then hitting the blockbuster and Ford covering. Paul grabbed Theory's leg though and put it on the rope to break the cover, but he got caught by the ref. Naturally, the ref sent Paul to the back, with the fight then continuing in the ring. Or rather not, as Breaker leapt from the apron, sending Dawkins over the announcer's desk.
The Vision then wear Dawkins down, but somehow he musters enough strength to make the tag and bring Ford back in. He takes it to Theory and gets a 2 count cover with the double team from the Vision, then allowing Breaker to get 2 on Ford. Ford then suffers another 2 count cover after a bulldog from the shoulders of Theory by Breaker.
Bron then tosses the ring steps into the ring, but he himself then gets posted by Dawkins. We then see Paul skulking about the timekeepers, looking to give his brass knuckles to Theory, but he's chased off by Joe Hendry.
Didn't see that coming.
Who gets his entrance music played even though he just appeared on the apron.
Ridiculous.
Paul did his job though and left the knuckles on the apron, which Theory spots and begins to crawl over to them. As he does,
out comes Seth frickin' Rollins, who we've all been waiting for. Breaker stands at the bottom of the ramp awaiting, but he comes from the other side of the ring through the crowd. He grabs the knuckles, puts them on and hits Theory, which sends him back into the ring. Breaker then realises what's happened and chases after Seth, with the pair heading up through the crowd.
This leaves Theory to suffer the anointment from Dawkins and a frog splash from Ford, with Ford then covering and getting the 1, 2, 3. The Street Profits are the new tag team champions, with Raw then going off the air as we watch them celebrate. Good, I'm glad they're champs.
Yeah, I mean, is this the breakup of the Vision now? Because as I say, if Seth does do Bron at Night of Champions, there's no reason for Bron to be knocking around with.
Theory can be annoyed at Breaker because he's like, well, you just left me high and dry just to go after Seth. Like,
true.
You got to think of the belts.
True. But I mean, Paul's not ready to come back just yet, so.
Exactly. They did keep mentioning Reed. Saying like, oh, he's in really good shape. I don't know if it's cleared, but oh, he's in really good shape.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he's like trimmed down or anything, but if he has, he's not kind of the same character, is he? So, I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. So now for Michael's moment of the night. This could be match, a line, a look, a promo, something funny, interesting, quirky, different, just something that catches my eye. Obviously, it has to wait until the end, because if we do it halfway through, it's something that happens at the end, it's kind of a spoiler. So, Michael's moment of the night is everyone getting involved at the end. Just real old school.
Yeah.
Didn't think Hendry. You don't think Hendry at all. You're like, I know Seth's come in. Where's he come in? There's 3 minutes left. Seth, where you come in? Oh, it's Joe Hendry. Okay, it's somebody.
Yeah.
And then Hendry comes, he scares him off, and then all of a sudden, boom, Seth comes out, and because you don't think he's coming, you back up again.
Yeah,
and you're like, yeah, this is good now. What's going to happen? And obviously, clock Theory. Theory gets absolutely destroyed by the Profits. Bron chases after Seth, and as you say, it could lead to the breakup because Theory's going to be annoyed with Bron. But surely Theory's going to be like, oh, Bron, I'm annoyed, but I'm not going to tell you.
I don't know, because there's no Paul Heyman to kind of like rein them in.
No, this is true.
So it might just
implode.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially if Breaker loses on Saturday.
Exactly.
That's a tough one to call, that is, for predictions.
Anyway, save that. Now, if you have your own thoughts or views that you would like to share, then please do and leave them in the comment section just down below. Also, don't forget to go and check out our Musings video, where we talk more about what's happening this week in WWE, with a new one dropping every
time the WWE mentions the World Cup.
What, never? No, every Wednesday.
As always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, why not? Subscribe, why not? And join our Patreon, even though we don't have one. That's right, we're not here begging for your money.
We'll see you Wednesday for a look at this past week in WWE, Thursday for our Night of Champions predictions, and then Saturday for our look at SmackDown, even though it was recorded on Tuesday.
What?